the Central Catholic League enters the 2023-24 season one member lighter as back-to-back defending champion Bishop Ready bolted for the newly formed Central Buckeye League. This leaves a micro-conference of 4 teams with longtime CCL rivals Bishop Hartley, Bishop Watterson, DeSales, and St. Charles remaining on board. Every team in the division had a record of 500 or greater last season, with Bishop Watterson having the most impressive year, finishing 17-10 with a second district title in the last 3 seasons. The Eagles find themselves in a familiar position as St. Charles, with both teams graduating a great deal of senior production, but none bigger than the monsters in the middle. St. Charles' Chase Walker and Bishop Watterson's Cole Rhett were 2 of the best big men to come through the CCL in recent memory, always making for an entertaining battle when these teams matched up. With Walker and Rhett both off to the Division I level to play basketball and football respectively, Watterson and St. Charles entered this season with a relatively brand new roster filled with inexperience. Watterson has a few returning varsity players, led by senior guard Henry Monin and junior forward Dominic Theato. Monin was a shot-making guard that produced consistently last year, while Theato is a talented forward that has been a figure off the bench since his freshman season and should take a big step up this year. For St. Charles, Walker and senior guard Zach Aletta powered the Cardinals' offense, which means they have a lot to replace in 2024. Juniors Isaac Wiley and Logan Tharp, along with senior Connor Cole, are the top returning players this year and will be relied upon heavily to keep this team competitive. The plus side for St. Charles, though, is they get to debut the area's most spectacular high school basketball venue, the Frank Murphy 54 Convocation Center. This new arena will certainly increase interest in basketball at St. Charles and could lead to another golden era of Cardinal hoops. On the other end of the spectrum, Bishop Hartley and DeSales return the bulk of their production from last season, with nobody returning more talent than Hartley. The young Hawks soared at times last year, ultimately finishing 12-10 with a 3-5 record in league play that was tied with Watterson. Hartley heads into year 2 under head coach Andreas James and has the luxury of the best backcourt in the CCL. The Callaway brothers, junior Jaden and sophomore Jakai, are 2 talented playmaking guards that set the table for this team. Junior forward and wing Ferez Nicholas is an athletic force and pairs nicely with the Callaway duo. Much like other CCL programs, Hartley will have to wait until football season is over to see what type of roster they'll have this winter. DeSales won 14 games last season but struggled in CCL play, going just 2-6. The Stallions have a terrific backcourt themselves, with junior 6'4" guard P.J. Knowles receiving the bulk of the headlines. Knowles is joined in the junior class by Carter Ward, who was solid off the bench for the Stallions last season and should step into a starting role this year. Most importantly, though, DeSales has the most experienced player in the league this season in senior guard Michael Walker, who was a starter as a freshman on the Stallions state runner-up squad in 2021. The departure of Reedy put CCL teams in an interesting situation, with only 6 games on their schedule coming from league opponents. The bulk of their season, even more than before, will be played outside of the league and will prepare these teams for tournament time, where the CCL was usually well represented at the district finals and beyond.